As the student population grows at Chapman, campus resources are being spread far and thin. Classes are waitlisted and the cafeteria is overcrowded. But the most prominent issue is parking at Chapman University, a daily struggle for many students. With limited spots and high demand, finding a place to park often feels like winning the lottery. Today we hit the pavement to uncover why parking has become such a challenge. I went around to talk to Chapman students of all grades to ask how the parking situation has affected them. How satisfied are you with parking at Chapman, 10 being the worst, 1 being it's amazing?
It's probably like a 5.
Probably a 5. Why do you rate it a 5? Are you late to class often? Does it affect your mental health?
Yeah, it does. Like I try to park on the first floor all the time, but it's always packed. So
I give it like a 4, I'd say.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is parking? 1 being it's amazing, 10 being it's the worst.
I think it's about an 8.7.
We heard a lot from students, but we also wanted to hear from faculty to gauge their awareness on the issue and if there were any solutions in the near future. We reached out to the Assistant Director of Parking and Transportation Services for an interview. However, our questions were screened beforehand and they turned down any type of meeting. To accommodate us, we were sent a short email saying that there are other parking structures besides Anderson that students can comfortably park at.
I think maybe like working with the city of Orange to get like parking permits, because like I know the streets all around have like you have to have an orange parking permit.
I do think we're paying a lot of money for our tuition, so investing in maybe some alternatives just to make sure that it's not such an issue as it is now.
I think it would definitely be a good investment to expand and make another parking lot. I know that's not the easiest thing to do for Chapman, but I think it would be really helpful.
yes. I mean, I don't really know where all of our money's going, but like I feel like we do pay a lot. So, I mean, and there's a lot of people on campus, so I feel like expanding this structure is like important.
To combat the parking issue, Chapman has provided a shuttle system for its students, but there are mixed opinions about it. Some students complain that the wait time for the shuttles, in addition to the distance from campus, makes them an unreliable option. However, with the recent opening of Chapman Courts, Chapman has added additional shuttles that are designated for each off-campus option, which some say has dramatically improved wait times. Over time, we will see to what extent this alleviates the parking load on campus. Although there are a few parking structures to park at like Barrera and Jim Miller, Anderson seems to be the most popular one. This is most likely because of its easy access to campus. Anderson does have 2 floors and is quite big, but it still lacks parking. It's almost always filled with cars waiting for students to leave, and with the heavy traffic, it starts to get very hectic very fast, causing students to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. We decided to go and see for ourselves at different times and witness the parking issue. So at 8 a.m., Anderson is quite empty, and you can park almost anywhere. But at 3 p.m., it was pretty packed, and it took a while to find the spot. Some students are finding a secret workaround though. They aren't registering their cars for permits so that they can buy guest parking, which is always abundant and convenient in Anderson. On average, when you come to the parking structure, how long does it take to find parking at the structure?
I mean, it can be anywhere from like 5 or like 2 being like the fastest, and then maybe like 7-10 minutes being like the longest time.
How long does it take you to find parking when you come to the structure?
Probably like on a good day, maybe like 4 minutes, but on a bad day when it's busy, probably like 10.
I commute from Huntington every morning, so I have to park my car, and there's no walking to class or anything for me, so I do have to park every day.
And it seems like if you're 20 minutes late to class, this can kind of affect your grade, your attendance.
No,
Have you noticed an
absolutely.
effect?
It's affected me, and it's affected a lot of people that commute to class, having to find parking. It doesn't help your attendance at all.
Have you guys ever been late to class because of parking? And if so, on average, how late are you to class?
I have. Usually it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I think worst time is like 12 o'clock or 1 p.m.
Got it.
I feel like it's pretty packed.
If the parking could be improved, do you think it needs to be improved, like buying a new structure, maybe expanding a structure we have now?
I feel like it would help out.
It would help out. Okay. Do you think that's worth it? You know, as a student who pays tuition, and we're all students here who pay money, is that a good investment towards, campus life and student productivity?
I think so, because then less students would be late to class.
I feel like, with all the incoming students and everybody bringing their cars more, it probably has gotten a little bit worse from what I've noticed because, like, I drive on campus since I live on an off-campus house. And finding parking, like either street parking or in the parking structures, can take a little bit of extra planning to make sure that I'm on class on times.
I see.
We will monitor if this becomes a more widespread practice by Chapman students as the parking situation develops. So, how exactly do students at Chapman University feel about the topic of parking? Our team put out a survey asking students how they felt. Students answered questions like, what's the best parking structure to park at? Which, to no surprise, 41.7% said Anderson. A close second was street parking. This tells our team a lot, as it shows how students prefer street parking rather than the parking structures provided by the university itself. We also asked questions like, what are professors' reactions to you being late when parking? A question almost anyone can relate to. And our top two highest responses were on opposite ends. 47.5% said the professor has no reaction, while 34.4% said the professor gets upset. Additionally, we asked a question that had a text response asking, should Chapman expand parking options? Almost all 47 responses, with the exception of one, said yes. This survey truly shows how students at Chapman feel about the parking, particularly because it was also anonymous. Parking on Chapman's campus is not just mentally draining, but a reflection of a growing campus struggling to keep up with the demands of its community. Solutions like shuttles and off-campus parking options try to help the problem, but mixed reactions from students and faculty alike show there is still much work to be done. As the school continues to expand, it's clear that addressing parking concerns will require more than just short-term fixes. From adding structures to fixing policies, the administration has an opportunity to turn frustration into progress. For now, students and faculty will have to brave the bad parking situation while continuing to ask for greener solutions. I'm Andrew, reporting from Chapman University. Hopefully, next time we meet, finding a parking spot is the least of our worries.